Hello everybody, this is Old Soldier. Today we're going to get my thoughts and impressions on the KATOOLA MICROSPIKES and the YAKTRAX. Let's go ahead and get started. This is my second set of MICROSPIKES, my third set of YAKTRAX. They both have their uses, their strengths, and their weaknesses. There's definitely something to be said for the ease of use of putting the MICROSPIKES on and off. In this regard, I definitely have to give the nod to the KATOOLA MICROSPIKES. KATOOLAs have a very aggressive tread pattern. They're a great personal traction device. They're great in my book. Price point is right around $70. These are the second pair that I've had. The other one I had to turn in back to work. They were issue at work, and when I left the position I had to turn them back in. But I use them a lot, and they didn't show any sign of wear and tear. The YAKTRAX do not get the nod from me for the ease of use, because the newer, especially the newer configuration, the older model was easier to put on. One thing I will say, the newer configuration seems to be more robust and will last longer, because the other pair of MICROSPIKES I had, well, there you go, folks. Just putting them on, and it ripped off. Okay, so that has been my experience with the YAKTRAX. So let me go ahead and try to get them on again. I'm not going to make the viewers struggle through watching me put on the other pair. Set. Well, I was asked politely to leave where I was filming on the ice. I wanted to do more actual footage of me using these on the ice, but it wasn't to be, and then I had to come home. So the remainder of this is going to be filmed from inside the studio, aka my basement. So as you can see there, that is the portion that tore out when I was putting them on. They have coiled springs and some steel studs that are on the bottom. And you know, really, these work well enough. They do. But the big problem that I have with these is they're just not robust, and they break pretty easily. And as I said, this is my third set, and I'm hard pressed to have these last much longer than a year. And these are built sturdier than the other ones. They might be a little bit harder to put on than this later model than the earlier model. And to show you what I mean is I did keep, these are one of my previous two pair. And you know, really, these will still work after a fashion, but you can tell how this is the heel portion, this is the toe portion. You can see how the steel coils have been sprung, and I guess you can say they still kind of work, but they don't work great. And even these are easier to put on than the newer model, but they're still not easy. Now, one thing I will say for these is if you're doing something for light use, they're pretty good. They're not great to put on, but if you're doing things like shoveling the snow in your driveway and you have to go inside of your house, I can stand on a rug or a carpet inside the house and I'll probably be okay. And the YAKTRAX, because the very aggressive steel on them, I even on a rug, my wife would not be happy if I was in the house on her wood floors. So, and that's my take on that. These are good for light use around your house and around town, but they're just not as rugged and they're not as easy to use as the KATOOLAs. Another thing I will say, one advantage they do have is once they're in place, these are quieter. These are quieter than the MICROSPIKES, and if that is a factor, say for hunting, that's a factor you'd have to pay attention to. Going back to KATOOLAs, you can see, they're basically a rubberized housing that slips around the foot of the shoe or the boot, and then they're basically steel spikes. And like I said, this is my second set. These are actually pretty new, but I had a previous set for work that I used extensively. They work fine, showed very little wear and tear. So, if I have both right now, but my personal choice, and it is just my personal choice, I would give the KATOOLA over the YAKTRAX. But, I will acknowledge there are some application for the YAKTRAX. So, folks, there you have it. I hope this was helpful. Personal traction devices in the wintertime, especially where I live, they're something that's necessary. I hope this was informative. I'd like to know your thoughts. If you'd like to continue to see content about gear reviews, emergency preparedness, and outdoors activities like camping, hunting, shooting, hiking, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hey, thank you for watching. This is Old Soldier out.